Good morning, Lompoc. It's so good to have you
It's
here.
good to see you. I'm happy it's Friday.
It is Friday. It feels like another weekday sometimes, but
well,
the
it
weekend.
is a weekday. It is a weekday.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's doing well out there and hanging in there despite all the crap. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm
that's
sorry,
going
kids.
on. And so hopefully we can add a little bit of brightness to your day today and talk about just some positive, fun stuff. Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So should we mention that this is our 40th episode.
Our 40th episode.
We don't even know how that happened. So I was adding it up earlier, and if we average roughly 30 minutes a show, that's 1,200 minutes of Good Morning Lompoc.
Oh my God.
Minutes that we've
I would have
put together.
never, ever imagined that would happen to me. So
thank you to all of you guys that
yes.
have stood with us and shared and invited your friends. Don't forget to share today too, so people can join us to celebrate. But that's been so helpful, and we're just super excited to be here. We're going to keep it going. We're having
a lot of fun. Despite everything that's going on, we're finding ways to stay positive just through the show and connecting with you. I think one of the things that this show has really taught me, I've met so many people that I didn't know before this, and also people that I did know, that it just made me realize like how special this little community is that we live in, and how much talent there is here,
oh my gosh. So. And I think we've met more people, maybe virtually, but we've met more people through this kind of experiment than we've met when things were kind of normal and regular, and we were all distracted and just staying busy. So this has been really, it's been tough, and I know it's
silver lining for sure.
But
so
we're hopeful that we've made put a few smiles out there, and if we can help you start your weekend.
Yes.
We're going to have a fun show.
So we have a fun show today. We're going to be chatting with Hallie Dyer.
The new owner.
The new owner of Southside Coffee, but she's been at Southside Coffee for years. So we know her as being still from Southside Coffee. So she's going to share a little update about the renovations. The renovation, she's just putting her own spin on there. I wouldn't say it's a full renovation. It's still the Southside Coffee that you know and love, but she's putting her own special touches on it. So
and she was going to open, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but obviously a lot of situation, with the county shutting businesses down, the state, the whole deal. So she's using that time to add even a little bit more renovation and kind of make it her own. So we're really excited to just share a couple of of what's going on there and how she's looking forward to opening. So that should be exciting.
And we have some fun facts and some fun French facts brought to you by Miss Alaia Bayerjean. And
you nailed it.
I did. Anyways, and then Brad is back with some electric lemonade inspired by Oprah. So we'll have that a little bit later today too. So anyways, we have some local updates today. If you didn't already see, today is a shred day. So Vivid Financial Management is having a free shred day. So come out, bring your documents.
And your mask.
And it's from 8 to 2, and you can check them out and shred whatever you might have. So I would like to propose that we shred this. Can we do that? Can we do that? I mean, is there a way to just like... Can you just stuff this in your mouth and just like eat it?
No.
But
Why do you have to shove 20/20 on me?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you have a bunch of stuff you need to shred so no one can read it, anyway, take advantage of that today.
Yes.
So,
and then also there was in the Lompoc record the other day, everybody got to vote on the new playground that was going to be installed at Beatty Park. And apparently the renovations are supposedly going to start next month. So
we're hopeful that kids will eventually be able to play on this playground.
So that's going to start next month. It could be open as early as fall. And if kids can play on it, that would be great. If not, we can all just maybe lay in the grass
and look
around the playground and visualize it.
Sure, we can throw paper airplanes at it.
Yes. And imagine what it'll be like to have some type of normalcy again.
So let's hope that things get resolved, and someday, somehow, we're able to chase those kids all over the playground.
Yes, absolutely. I think things are really tough out there, obviously, right now, and people are going through a lot. I've kind of been trying to just, if I disagree with something on Facebook, trying to scroll past. But somebody posted something that really kind of resonated with me. And she's a event planner, event coordinator locally, Santa Barbara County, San Luis Obispo County, does kind of both counties. I didn't get permission to share it, so I just didn't pull her picture or anything. But she shared this post that I thought really resonated with me. And I guess Ben & Jerry's had come out with this flavor, the canceled wedding cake. And she basically said she just feels like she hit a wall. This is bad for everyone trying to plan some sort of wedding or celebration. Nobody likes this. No one is hoarding money. We are all suffering. Please be kind to event and wedding planners. And noting the description at the bottom of that, cake batter ice cream with a non-refundable deposit. So I think that's a good reminder that no one is having fun here. I mean, we're having fun on this show and being able to connect with you, but that's just a silver lining. We're definitely not enjoying this. I'm sure nobody is either, unless you know Jeff Bezos, and then he's definitely enjoying this, I'm sure. But
maybe he could send us a allowance.
Yeah,
since we've been Prime members.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyways, I thought that was a good reminder.
Absolutely. All right, where are we going next, Mrs. Ball?
I know that a lot of people have been working on their TikTok skills, and I personally haven't gotten very good at it. But a friend of ours, Kristen Cox, shared this fun video that basically looked like me trying to do a TikTok video. I think I nailed it. I don't know. What do you think?
We should maybe do one eventually. We have a long way to go. A lot of you out there have some mad TikTok skills.
Yes,
so,
you do.
We have to be. The reason we don't play hardly any TikTok videos on our show is to avoid the copyright issues.
Yeah,
with songs.
Unfortunately.
But maybe we can do our own someday and kind of make it.
Yeah, if you ever put some royalty-free music or your own music on there, we'd love to share those. And then a lot of you might have seen some of those bear videos going around, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? I guess I feel
bears
like I'm
are coming
talking
out.
a lot, right?
You are. No, this is great. I'm here to support you.
More.
This is our 40th episode, and out of my respect and honor for my wife, I'm letting her take the lead on this.
We all know that is some, but the bear, anyways, found these 3 hikers in Mexico, and just I don't think he knew about social distancing.
Nope.
No.
He just went right up to the girl, and she's holding out her phone right now. She's trying to get a selfie, and it looks like she got that selfie. There it is. I mean, and she doesn't even look that scared, right? She just kind of looks a little bit surprised. So you might have seen that full video. I felt like it was a little bit creepy. Like, would you say he was a little creepy?
Well, he is part of nature.
I think that we should see what the other side of that video looked like.
Okay. I'm watching.
She's like, get off of me. Get off of me.
Oh, God.
You're supposed to do your voice.
Hey.
What's the bear doing?
Hey. You smell nice. Hey.
Stop pulling me.
You want to
Stop
go for a walk?
me. Respect my boundaries.
Hey, you're a strong woman.
Let me get a selfie with you, though, at least. Oh, stop. I told you. Back off. Back off.
Smells
Back
good
off.
up here. Yeah, I'm taller than you.
Fine. Just get your whiff and go away. Go away.
Oh, my gosh.
And then he looks like he's leaving. I cannot believe the composure of these ladies. It was kind of crazy. He's coming back for a little more. He just likes the way she smells, I think.
Where's my food? Hey!
God, you don't have to get aggressive.
Oh,
Well,
Oh, my goodness.
okay, well, you stood your ground.
Oh, my God. That was
so
crazy.
let's be honest. The question here is like, would you or I have stood still as a bear stands up and smells our neck?
No.
I'm very impressed. So,
I mean, just in case you didn't know, bears are dangerous. And if you look up like bear attacks, like people get their faces shredded from bears.
Anyway, so the lady has a selfie with her and a bear. Please don't imitate that if you happen to see one. But anyway, hey, nature can be nice once in a while.
Yeah, especially if you keep your cool. I think it's like that should be like the motto for 2020 is like try to keep cool And like,
So the next time a bear in Lompoc goes by Vaughn's and you happen to see it, just stand still. Don't go running. Don't. We don't want videos of any of that stuff. So
that's
anyway.
tough to do. That's definitely a tall order for sure. So, anyway, should we chat with Hallie next?
I think so. So again, can we set her up a little bit?
You
So
set her up.
So Hallie, the family has always been business minded here in the area for a long time. So we're just super excited. We got to know Hallie as she was an employee at Southside Coffee for many years. And whenever we would run out of coffee, we'd run down there in the morning and she would always help us out. So it is so exciting that she is the new owner of Southside.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of some of the work being done and hopefully they get open very,
I'm
very
excited
soon.
to see them finally open up.
So I'm Hallie Dyer, formerly Hallie Bedford. We just got married in February, so this is really crazy because we started our marriage and now we're starting a business. I was born and raised here in Lompoc, so I've been around for a while. My family's been known around here, the Bedfords, and my mom's side's the Hudsons. We're all kind of business owners, so I'm excited to carry on that business owner legacy. It just kind of felt like fate. I was just left my other job and was working, helping my mom at her shop, and Stacy, the owner then, came in to get copies done, and I'm like, hey, are you guys hiring? Because I had worked at Starbucks before and then I had a coffee shop on base, and I'm like, I would love to work there. I mean, it's so cool. And she's like, yeah, come in. And basically she hired me on the spot. And then as I was working there for a couple years and our relationship like progressed, I'm like, hey, what do you, like, when you're done, what are you thinking about doing with this? And then we talked about me taking it over like way back, I mean, years and years ago. And, you know, I got excited and told people. And so it's kind of cool that it like finally is happening. So I'm really excited about that. I was gonna open up just as is, but then the government put the restrictions back on. And so I just decided, you know what, I want to open up and have it actually be mine and have my mark on it and stuff. So I'm just taking this time now to do some little renovations and just kind of cleaning up a little bit and putting my mark on it. It's still going to be like the same feel of Southside because I think everyone really likes that local feel. Now we're just doing some painting, and I've exposed some of the original brick, which I think is really cool. And then we're gonna just do some stuff to make it a little bit more modern, and I'm gonna offer a little bit more of, we had a lot of people requesting like pour over coffees and that kind of stuff, and kind of more of like the experience, so we're gonna do a little bit more of that. Upstairs we're turning that into like a really cool lounge area. It's gonna have a record player and some like comfy couches, and I'm gonna have a TV with like the old school Nintendo 64 and GameCube and stuff for people to play. I'm such a people person, and I've been locked in my house with my cat all this time, and so I'm like, I just want to open up and see everyone, and I really hope that everyone comes back because I know that it's hard once you get set into your routines, and I'm sure that everyone has different routines now, and so I just really hope that we're a part of everyone's routines right when we open back up.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, Hallie, and giving us a little sneak peek of all that you're doing over there.
We are so excited. So we don't have a date yet, but
Yes.
gosh, we cannot wait. And oh my God, when's the last time I played Nintendo 64?
I'm excited.
I remember that.
I think when you open, though, we should have kind of like a Cheers skit. Like,
Yes.
you know, how does that theme song go?
It goes with music. I don't remember.
We'll have
wanna
to figure
hum it for
out
us?
something that I don't think I should put anybody through
Next
that.
time.
So thank you so much.
But we cannot wait because that will be,
Yes.
if we can get everything back to normal someday, it will be an incredible place to just meet and hang out with your friends and your neighbors and even argue politics with folks. But it's such a communal place, and we're so excited. We hope that Southside gets to open very soon. So
Yes, we're looking forward to
that
that.
was beautiful, Michelle. Where are we going?
So we wanted to talk a little bit about this day in history. So our little history homework.
Okay.
So on this day in history, let's go kind of more recent and then work our way backwards. So
I'm following you.
on this day, the Apollo 11 returned to Earth. So that was after the very first trip to the moon, which was pretty exciting. That is from the left, Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Buzz Aldrin.
Oh, that's
So
you
isn't
covered up Nixon's nose there a little bit.
well, I feel like I accented it just a bit there. And
Fair
they
enough.
took the first picture of Buzz Aldrin's boot print. That was one of the
pretty
first
incredible.
steps taken on the moon. Now, for skeptics out there, that could be mud and rain, and it could be on Earth, but it's not. So,
But it's on the flat part of Earth.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that. We still haven't found that.
So
We're joking, people. We're
that
joking.
was pretty fascinating. Also, on this day in history, in 1929, so I kind of went down a rabbit hole here.
Mhm.
This is a 60-year-old man who walked he must have run from coast to coast. So he made it from New York to San Francisco in, I believe it was 79 days.
Wow.
79 days and 10 hours.
Holy cow.
And that was the only thing I could find about him, was this tiny little article about him. His name is Abraham Monteverde, and he was a 60-year-old amateur hiker. And he set a new record. The previous record was 80 days, I believe.
So he beat it by a few hours. it looks
Yes. Now,
That's
I
insane.
went down the rabbit hole, and I got it almost confused with the Great Bunyan Derby,
Bunyan
which
Derby.
also happened that same year, but it was the second one. So those are two separate things if you decide to look this up. This is actually kind of
Bunyan Derby.
a little bit harder to find more information on that
creative.
guy.
Creative.
But the
name
Bunyan
chucking
Derby
there.
was also crazy. That didn't happen on this day in history, but they had a race across America, and there was 199 people that participated, and only 55 finished, I
Wow.
believe, something like that. Maybe that was the first one in 1928. There were two, 1928,
Yeah.
1929, and then we all know what happened in 1929. The stock market crashed.
Next time we'll have to talk about the updated race where you drive your car from one coast to the other. I think this year somebody beat that whatever record too, so I'll have to look that up next time.
But that's driving. That's
No,
not
I know
like
it's totally
running.
different, but we
That's
have cars
totally
now.
different.
You don't have to walk so far.
Yes, and this is why I don't run.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
100%.
at
Well,
least
that's
not
very-
yet.
that's
I
very
might be a
interesting.
runner soon.
I'm still shocked with the Bunyan Open or whatever you called it, the Bunyan race.
So that was in 1929 on this day. And then also on this day in 1911, Machu Picchu was rediscovered by Hiram Bingham. So he was a archaeologist and professor at Yale. He was originally from Hawaii. And he was in Peru, I believe, and kind of heard about this and asked some locals if they would kind of show him where this was at. So this was a quick little...
A. Hiram Bingham found the lost Incan city of Machu Picchu. He was exploring in Peru when locals led him to nearby ruins. Bingham took what would be the first of millions of photos of the legendary city. Machu Picchu, abandoned for 400 years, was revealed.
And he took
Wow.
these amazing photos of Machu Picchu. These are panos. Isn't that crazy just to see that from...
So sort of the first guy to photograph it
yeah,
ever.
really ever.
Yeah.
So that's also...
Stunning.
Isn't that stunning?
Wow. Can you imagine just being like, hey, the local kid is going to take you up in the mountains and show you something cool. And then you get up there and you're like, oh my gosh.
And that's
Oh, I can't
Hiram
even
Bingham
imagine.
on the left there.
That's crazy.
And then I think it said it was led by an 11-year-old boy. I couldn't get the names of all these people in this photo, but I'm pretty sure... I mean, that kid looks about 11.
Or 17.
I mean, something like
or
that. But I know that the
25.
guy was 11. So, anyways, I thought that was pretty interesting about Machu Picchu. And then
Definitely.
just kind of got down the rabbit hole. There's this really cool aerial that I just had to share.
Time lapse. there.
So, obviously, there aren't tourists going to Machu Picchu now, I'm assuming. But so many people go to Machu Picchu every year.
Yeah. So welcome to our travel section.
Yes, you get to go to Machu Picchu with us.
Yes. Well, we can take you there virtually, which we're happy to do.
Yes. It's kind of crazy. This was interesting. So it's all made out of stone. I haven't been to Machu Picchu,
Nope.
but it's all made out of stone. There was no mortar holding this building together. And they were just perfectly cut so that it's been able to stay
Sure.
in pretty solidly intact for 400 years without mortar. And there are earthquakes there. But
Yeah.
even when there's earthquakes, the stones just kind of push against each other and don't really move too much.
That's
so.
insane. Yeah. So no sheetrock there.
No
And the building
sheetrock,
materials
no.
or stucco.
No,
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's
anyways, I
fascinating.
found that pretty
That's
fascinating.
really, really
if you've
cool.
been to Machu Picchu before, you're lucky.
Yes.
Got those memories
Super
to
jealous.
kind of think about. So hopefully we'll get to go there one day.
If you've been to Machu Picchu, if you happen to have a selfie, maybe next time or one of our shows, we can show off that you made it there.
Yes.
Make us even more jealous.
I guess 300,000 people usually visit there a year. So I'm sure that's down to like,
7.
Yeah, something like that. Now, Miss Alaia Bayerjan, our junior anchor, has a few other fun facts to share. This is a French Fact Friday. Here we go.
Bonjour, Lompoc. This is Alaia's French Fact Friday. Today's theme is one of my favorite breakfast treats, crepes. A crepe is a type of a very thin pancake, and it can be savory or sweet. I prefer the sweet variety myself. In France, the day of crepes is February 2nd. The crepe represents the sun. The word crepe comes from the Latin word crispus, meaning undulated and crinkly. Most households in France have a crepe pan, which has low, sloping sides, making the crepe easier to turn. That's all for French Fact Friday.
Thank you so much, Alaia.
That was pretty awesome. French Fact Friday. Say that 3 times fast,
Yeah.
or don't. But Alaia, you're amazing. We cannot wait to
She's
hear
a
about.
one-take wonder.
Yeah, and we're learning so much, so we're excited to hear what she comes up with for next
Yes.
Friday.
And you were wanting me to check out making some crepes, possibly, maybe for brunch or
Well,
something.
we looked at. You wanted to look into it, and it's good to do some research before you start trying things. So,
Yes.
yeah.
I learned a little bit about how to flip the crepe.
Oh, okay.
So she's got all those crepes over there. She's obviously a pro. So just watch
I'm watching.
this.
I'm learning. This looks like good form.
Ugh.
Oh, no.
Not quite. Yeah.
That's not how you do it.
No, I don't think that's how you do it.
Oh my gosh.
They also say that you might need a ladder when you go to make crepes. So just in case, get a ladder ready if you decide to make them this
I am
weekend.
so confused.
Yeah, because that might happen, and you don't want to use your cat for that. That's not cool.
I'm still not confident with my crepe making skills yet.
Well, this might make you feel a little bit better.
Go on, Nana, quick.
She's going to show us how to do it. She got hit in the face by a crepe.
Hot crepe.
A hot crepe.
Well, that's not fun. So I now know everything not to do about crepe making. So
Yes.
okay, so we hopefully have helped you all in your crepe making skills
Yes.
that you now know don't do those things.
3 tips not to do those 3 things. And then I think you'll be successful. Just keep those things in mind.
We should ask, and they can put it in comments. If you do like crepes or have had crepes, what's your favorite? Because I know people go crazy with their toppings. There's peanut butter or coconut or savory or this. And what's your favorite crepe? List it out. Kind of curious.
I tend to like mine filled with cheese. I like the ricotta-filled crepes with just like a little bit of butter and like a touch of maple syrup. I kind of like them a little bit more savory, and maybe some citrus in there too, some oranges.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I could agree with you. The only thing that I would do different is I would have
Whipped cream.
several touches of maple syrup.
Yeah, you would.
You would have one touch. I would have
One
several
touch.
touches.
Yes, I'm sweet enough. That's why.
Oh.
Do you want to introduce Brad?
I don't like Brad. Brad is obnoxious. He forced himself into our 40th show. He's
He's your brother.
Yeah. Well,
He's your twin brother.
I know, but
Okay, maybe can you say a few words to try to make him feel good before he comes on? Like he spent time working on our show.
We are grateful for your efforts and for wanting to participate in our little show here. We are getting a little bit frustrated that you haven't found any other clothes after all of these episodes. We've done 40, and you're still wearing the same thing. Now, I don't want to force you to try something different, but we should really talk about this soon. So that's all I have to say.
All right, here's
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Brad here, also known as your favorite bartender. I've dressed up a bit today in celebration of episode 40. I'm so grateful to Jeremy, thank you, and Michelle, thank you for inviting me to participate in this episode. Today, we're going to do something with lemons. Why? Because week after week after week, we sit here on our couch and life keeps giving us lemons. We have lots of lemons. Okay, today we're going to take a spin on Oprah's original electric lemonade, but we're gonna do our own little spin on it. This recipe from Oprah showed up in 2000, which is 200 years ago, feels like. Anyway, this should be exciting, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Brad's still here. Let's get started on this fabulous electric lemonade. Okay, so first, what I've done is I've taken my cocktail glass and I placed it in the freezer to get it nice and cold. It's summertime, and although it doesn't get super hot in Lompoc, why not get it nice and cold? It's worth it. Then on top, I put a little bit of agave nectar in a plate and I dipped it, and then I put a tiny bit of sugar that I had put in another plate and I dipped it. You can do that too. So to get started, we're gonna do 1 shot of vodka. This is our secret ingredient. Tell anybody. And then very simply, if you've made it, simple syrup could work really good. That's sugar and water equal parts over a stove, simmer it down. But we've made a ginger simple syrup wherein we made the sugar and water, simmered it with some fresh cut ginger. So now that I have that, I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons for 1 cocktail. And I'm gonna match that with 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, I must point out that in Oprah's original recipe, she demanded that folks use mint. We like to do it a little bit differently. And Oprah, if you came to Lompoc, maybe I'd put some mint in your cocktail. But until you get here, we're stuck on ginger. Okay, so now that we've done that, that's it. We gotta add a little bit of ice. And then I'm going to, oh no, I didn't think about this. Okay, I think I can do it. Are you ready? Are you ready, Oprah? Oh! Oh! We're gonna pour that right over the top of our cocktail glass. Leaving that nice little sugar on the rim. Fresh, sparkling water, the freshest around, to give it just a little kick. Well, thank you guys for watching. Oprah, 40th episode. How many did you do?
And so you need to cut the.
Yeah, you tell him, Oprah.
Oh my gosh, Brad's out there a little bit.
He's just pushing the envelope a little bit too much, and I think he took a little bit too many freedoms with that cocktail.
Yeah, so the original, and hey, shout out to
Liberties,
Oprah
I should
and to Miss Yasmin Dawson for
Yes.
putting that on our radar. She had requested, hey, maybe you guys should look at Oprah's electric lemonade. So we did that. The original recipe, and Brad looked this up as well, but it was a frozen lemonade. You'd make several and put it in a pitcher. We decided to just do not the frozen kind. But anyway,
well, Jeremy told him he wanted the frozen kind. Brad didn't listen. They got in an argument, and so they just had to settle on
I will say
that.
the bow tie was a nice touch.
Yeah, he did try to
thoughtful.
dress up. I think that was nice of
He's
Brad.
a good bro.
So.
Good bro, for sure. Yeah.
So I think that's just about the end of our show. I just had one recommendation, and I wanted to mention this because our friend Vic Thompson brought this up to me over the weekend. I've been trying this all week again. So this is, I don't know if you've heard of the Miracle Morning Routine, and just a better way to get your day started. So I started doing that again on Monday. I originally had tried this before the pandemic and shelter in place had hit, and then that hit, and it was kind of like whatever, like sweatpants, alcohol, 10 a.m. I mean, it was just kind of a little bit of a different story. So
I started much later.
You did. But I just wanted to point out a few things. So the Miracle Morning Routine, instead of scrolling on Facebook first thing in the morning, you start out with a little bit of silence, just blocking that chatter in your head with a few minutes of meditation or prayer. I use the Calm app and do about 10 minutes meditation first thing when I get up. And today I actually did it laying in bed because I don't know if that counts, but I woke up, I laid in bed with my Calm app on, and I think that counts, but I'm not totally sure. And then writing down a sentence or two of like encouragement or affirmation that might help you achieve your goals too. So, recognizing what your talents are, and then kind of maybe where you want to go, or how you want to invest your energy in the future. And it can be the same one every day, but it's just kind of repeating that to yourself and just kind of finding that focus.
Definitely.
And then visualization. So just training your brain to see the things that you want to be a reality, and then eventually that could possibly happen, right? You're really good at visualization.
Better than working.
Yes, he is. Way better at that. And then exercise. So obviously we all know this. We just need to get the blood moving, get some blood to the brain so that it can function properly. I'm going to try to start running.
You have.
I did
I've been
it
very
yesterday.
impressed. Yep.
I did like 2.2 miles. I did like 2 minutes of running, 1 minute off. We'll see how that goes, but I'm gonna try to make that happen. And then reading, just trying to fill your brain with some positive thoughts and ideas to start your day. I was looking at the California Natural History book, which was pretty fascinating. I think the geology of California is crazy and entertaining. And then scribing, so using a journal to process your thoughts and kind of reflect on what's going on. And I think also finding some gratitude in obviously it's really hard right now. And I know that we all are going through some challenges, but I think that there's definitely a few of us that are, physically healthy still. And, financially, it's definitely probably not as good as it was, 5 months ago. But I think that we can, at least for us, we can be thankful that we're not bankrupt yet. And
And I think, from my perspective, it's the one thing that's, it doesn't matter how much money you have or any of those things, you cannot predict the future. So the uncertainty that all of us have to deal with can drive us a little bit crazy sometimes. So I do my own kind of thing, and I'm working on updating myself to have a nice positive routine in the morning, not an ignorant routine, not ignoring what's happening, but just trying to set myself up. Like when you're on a plane and they tell you got to put your mask on first before you can help somebody else. So anyway, just remember, as we're trying to be good citizens, good human beings to each other, if we can build ourselves up and be kind to ourselves, it'll be easier for us to be kind to others as well. So
obviously we can't control what anybody does. We definitely can't control when the government just shuts everything down.
We would like to.
But we can control how we react to it. So just a thought. For
so
what it's worth.
We're out until next Friday.
Yes.
So we're doing this every single Friday. So next Friday at 8:30. So make sure you share and tell your friends. If you're new to the show, we have a lot of every single episode since the very first one. All 1,200 plus minutes of shows is archived on both our GML Facebook page or on YouTube, which you can find by just searching for Good Morning Lompoc. So in the meantime, during the next week, if you need to catch up and see some of the fun stuff and the embarrassing things we did when we first started the show, then you can catch up on that. So.
And if you have any ideas for future segments, any stories that you think we should share, please send them our way.
And thank you to everyone that has sent us.
We are desperate. Not quite desperate, but we definitely are looking for good stories. So it's very easy to find negative news out there. It's not so easy to find positive news.
Thank you to all of you who have sent us ideas and for your general support and for helping us stay positive here and keep the show going. So I'm really grateful.
All right. Well, that's our show.
Have a great weekend.
Here is your moment of Zen at Halama, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love